And if you're to believe some smart people that have been watching this incoming quarterback class, there aren't really franchise saviors lining up. Uh, I mean, maybe Arch Manning does come out, and maybe he's the first overall pick, and he's got a lot of red flags. He played really well against Texas A&M comparatively to what we've seen in his other big games. But that automatic first round pick, do whatever we can to get that guy. It's not waiting for you in the spring. I think the best option for Pittsburgh is to just modernize the coaching staff in a way. Like, you hung on to Matt Canada way too long. I've talked to players in that offense, and it looks like they just got sprayed by a skunk when they think back to those days. Everything was predictable and gross, and obviously gross to all parties involved. Yet Mike Tomlin was loyal to a fault, hung on to him, ruined Kenny Pickett. I mean, I don't think Kenny Pickett would have been this team's knight in shining armor either way, now that he's kind of been juggled through 3 different teams since. But he didn't really have a shot there with Matt Canada. So, like, that didn't work out, and everything is just very basic on offense with Arthur Smith. Somehow, some way, get an offensive coach, whoever's head coach, have an offensive mind on your staff who is going to try something new. And look at Tampa Bay, for example. I mean, they've had 3 different OCs with Baker Mayfield, and they've had all this success. That's probably your blueprint to follow. Tampa Bay, they were drowning in dead cap that offseason because they had gone for it with Tom Brady, and they didn't have any options. They scoop up Baker. They have Kyle Trask. Everybody's writing them off as probably the worst team in the NFL. Not us at Go Long, because they still had some dogs on that defense. But you try to find a reclamation project of your own. I don't know who it is, but take a chance on somebody who's got a little something to him and pair him with a bright offensive coach. I feel like your odds of going that route are and draft somebody if you can, obviously. But you can't just run it back and do same old, same old.
It's what you just said is realistically what they're probably going to have to do, and it's so hard because you're going to sit there and are you going to be the guy that I'm thinking about, the guys that are coming off quarterback survivor island soon? We're going to price it like
they could have paid Sam Darnold.
There
right?
you go.
They could have done that.
Everybody, and it's funny. We'll talk about Darnold too, because the history of Darnold is creeping in right now. The history of Danny Jones is creeping in right now. You're seeing why they aren't sticking sometimes. But to your point, he would have been an incredible option. Yes, that's the type of guy you needed to go for. Easy to say now. But no, until they figure this out, to your point, and just sit down and say enough's enough. I mean, how can you do this? When they show the fans watching that, then when you're watching that game, you just they look like, why are we doing this to ourselves? Like, every first quarter, the weather's cold. Like you said, we're begging for the block punt. We need a fumble from the Bills because that's how we get our points. We get a turnover. That's a hard way to live in the NFL.